first item on our news list is Christina Aguilera's Leotard on The Voice.
Just a mess.
I asked T to take a long, hard look at this leotard.
And it offended me.
You saw this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so last Monday on The Voice, let me just give you a recap of the debacle that occurred. So every week on The Voice, there's 4 judges on this show. It's a reality singing competition. If you're one of the few people who's never seen it, it's doing pretty well in the ratings. There's 4 judges, all of which are famous. Who would you say is the most famous?
As of right now, probably CeeLo and his crazy ass cat.
CeeLo. See, I would say Blake Shelton is the most famous.
I would say his popularity has grown as a result of it.
That's true, but country music singers, I think, are always the most famous because their fan base is so loyal.
Well, yeah, he's the biggest guy there.
You mean
he's like a man?
Yeah. Oh, he's so hot. Let's be serious. Man, he's just so manly, right?
We know how you are about bears.
Oh, I love my bears. All right, so Christina, back to the topic at hand. So every week, one of the judges performs on the results show. Not every week, but when we're blessed with one of their performances, like we were on Monday. So Christina Aguilera comes out to sing her hit song, "Fighter." Remember that song?
Oh, do I?
All right, the whole song is like, "You're not gonna cheat on me." I don't know. It's a scorned lover song. Anyway, so Christina Aguilera comes out. She walks the plank in front of the judges. So, there's like that runway in front of the judges on the way to the stage. And she's wearing a leotard. Okay. Here we go.
With the cowboy hat, right?
Was she wearing a cowboy hat?
I think so. At the beginning, she like threw it into the...
Oh, man.
Into the audience or something.
So she walks up on this plank wearing a leotard. And I'm just going to say it. She is too fat to wear a leotard.
Yeah. She's not Beyonce.
Right?
She doesn't have those curves.
No. And by the way, let's talk about what curvy means, because I see her in these interviews talk about how she's embracing her curves.
She's not curvy.
No, she's not curvy.
No.
What would you call her?
A pear.
What? Okay, here's the deal. And, I was talking to a friend of mine about this, and I said, I always run my blog posts by her if I think that they're perhaps too offensive. So I wrote her and I said, I'm gonna talk about Christina Aguilera's weight on the Dishmaster, and I want your approval. And she said, well, this is her quote. She said, "I'm fat, you're thin. It needs to go by me." I said, "I know. That's why I'm asking you." So she looks at the video and she says, "Man, she is really fat." I was like, I know, look, here's the deal. I am all about embracing curves, but there has to be a line in the sand about when you can wear a leotard.
Thank you.
She's not curvy. She's overweight. And the other thing about it is curvy to me means that you're born with curves. And Christina Aguilera to me looks like a thin person who gained a lot of weight. Exactly. And that's why she doesn't look good,
Exactly.
And also, this argument of embracing your curves. Well, is there a line in the sand about weight and when you can wear a leotard? Because if there is, I draw it at her weight. Right?
Oh, absolutely. Because for her figure, it just doesn't work.
Yeah,
it does not work.
And if there's no line in the sand about weight, then Adele can come out wearing a leotard, and no one can say anything about that either,
exactly.
Right? I mean, if Adele, let's just assume for argument's sake that Adele did come out wearing a leotard. Do you really think Christina Aguilera would go embrace her curves?
Oh no. She'd be talking shit just like she does with everybody else.
Oh, my God. And she wears those Hervé Leger bandage dresses. Those dresses?
Yes.
First of all, those dresses are amazing. But for some reason, they've taken on this life form for women who are who are overweight, who wear the bandage dress. And they're sucked in this crazy. It's like, all right, guys.
Embrace your curves, ladies, and wear something that will complement your body type.
Yeah, that's flattering.
You should want to wear something that's flattering to yourself.
Who would you say is curvy but looks really hot? Like Jennifer Lopez?
Yeah. Well, and I mean, she wears stuff that's going to flatter the right areas.
Right. Right. But it's not just that. I love Jennifer Lopez. No, it's not just that. It's Christina Aguilera's whole look is horrible. Like the hair is horrible.
Yeah,
she's got these.
Listen, I started giving her props. I think it was last week or so when she got the new stylist and the new look was coming out. And I was like, oh, okay, we're growing and changing. Something positive is going to come out of this after all.
Yeah.
And she just...
But if you would have
reverted.
seen, I mean, did you see Blake Shelton's face when she tried to lap dance him?
Yes,
I mean, he just
he was
looked
horrified.
like, oh my God. And then, you know, the way you know that other people agree with me is that the cameraman, whenever somebody doesn't look good but insists on wearing a bad outfit, the camera always pans away from the full body shot.
Yeah.
So if you watch her performance, the camera is so closed in on her face.
Oh, yeah, the whole time.
The whole time it's just face. You never see the full body. When Beyonce's up there in a leotard, that camera is
a
so
full body shot.
Full body shot. And that cameraman, first of all, she comes out, walks the plank, and there's this camera shot of her ass and her jiggling around.
Oh, God.
And then immediately the camera pulls away. She goes up on stage, and then the camera is completely cut on her face.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some boob in there, but it's like face and boob,
Yeah.
you know?
That's as good as it's going to get. Everything else is just a